Hey guys, how's it going? So the other day was Mario Day and I tried to make a tutorial for Chompette. Unfortunately, the entire video is out of focus, so I have to do it again. But I'm very excited. There was a few things in the last video that I wasn't a huge fan of that I did, and I'm gonna hopefully do a little bit better this time. So without further ado, let's get started. So to start, I'm going to be using the Suede Firefly contacts from NYX. These contacts are extremely pigmented and they're super comfortable. They're honestly like wearing normal contacts, which is super important because a lot of contact brands are not the most comfortable and it can sometimes damage your eyes. Okay, there's one. Already you can see a huge difference between my eye color. I absolutely love how bright these are. Always check with your optometrist before you get contacts to make sure that you can, one, wear them, and two, if you need a prescription or not. Alright, and with the second one in, this is how it looks. I really do love NYX. Their contacts ship super quickly and they are so pretty. If you are really interested in getting a pair for yourself, check out unyxo.com and use the code FANTOON to get a discount. Okay, so to start, I'm going to be using primers. I use two primers. I use the NYX Color Correcting Primer in green and the Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer in clear. Next up, we're going to move on to foundation. I'm going to be using a beauty blender and my Revlon Colorstay in Ivory because I'm super pale, but I use liquid because it works better for my skin, and cream kind of makes me a little cakey and then doesn't set right because of how oily I am. Alright, so I have to go to class like directly after this, so I'm not going to be using cream contour simply because I usually use cream and powder when I'm about to go to a convention or when I'm doing photos, but in real life it sometimes looks a little too much, so I'm just not going to do that. So next I'm going to set it. I'm going to be using the Mehron setting powder in translucent. I use this all the time. This is my second bottle in 2 years. Like it's phenomenal. Like I only have to buy like one every year and a half. It lasts so long if you use it like sparingly enough. And you don't have to use much to set your makeup a lot of the time unless you're using face paint. Alright, now on to contour. I'm going to be using the Morphe Highlight and Contour palette. I'm going to be using 3 different shades from it. It's going to be Donut, Debutante, and Literati, simply because I am very cool toned and these have a bit more warmer tones in them, so I have to blend them just a little bit in order to get the right shade. Alright. Now that that's done, it's time to move on to eyeshadow. I feel like this is going too quickly, but it's just the basics. It's just the basic face. Cause my face is basic! Don't be rude about it! Why am I like this? But to start, I'm going to be using Sugarpill's Love Plus, the little single eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take that and I'm going to blend it into my crease. So now that I got that all blended out, I'm going to take a little bit more and I'm going to put it, like pack it into my outer corner and then blend it into my crease a little bit. Next up, I'm going to be using the NYX Ultimate Palette in Phoenix. I love this palette so much. It's got so many different colors in there that I use constantly. So I'm going to be mixing these 2 colors right here to get a nice dark red, but I still have a little bit of the Love Plus on there so I can get that pigment and make it really pop. And again, I'm going to go back into my inner corner a little bit out of my crease, and I'm going to blend that down into my lid. Alright, now I've got a little bit more depth in there, which is a lot better. This is a Morphe palette I painted over because I don't like the person that it's associated with. Look how colorful it is. They're pigmented. Am I happy that I own this? Not really. Do I still own it? Yep. So next up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be using some black and a little bit more red. You don't have to use as many shades of red as I use. You don't have to use the palettes I'm using. You can honestly find a lot of really, really cheap dupes. It's pretty. So I'm making more of like a darkish burgundy almost with this. Oops.
My camera cut out just before I finished this, but I just used a simple gold eyeshadow for my lid.
Next up, I'm going to be using a little highlight I got from Ipsy. I do subscribe to Ipsy. It's really, really great for some new makeup to play with for your other looks. And generally, I've gotten some really, really good stuff. Like the mascaras they send and the eyeliners they send are immaculate. They're amazing. Alright, next up we're going to add this highlight to the rest of our face because we already have it in hand. Now that I got my highlight on, it's time to move on to eyeliner. For this, I use the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I usually use a lot of liquid liner. I don't really like felt tip. It doesn't really work for me because I've been using liquid eyeliner since I was like 14, so now I'm just super used to liquid liner. Now that we've got our eyeliner on, we're going to move on to eyebrows, mascara, then lashes, and then we're going to finish up with lipstick. The mascara I'm going to be using is Rollerlash by Benefit. I got this again in an Ipsy subscription. It's awesome. I like it so much. Alright, I forgot to do something that I always do because I like how it looks. With my eyeliner, I'm just going to add that to my inner corner really fast. Alright, and then I forgot another thing because I'm talking while I'm doing it, but I usually line my waterline about halfway down on both sides, in my inner corner, and then my top waterline halfway through. There we go. Now on to eyebrows. Keep doing stuff when I realize that I'm gonna have to go into class looking like that. Alright, so today I'm gonna be using a dark brown because again, I do have to be in class right after this, so I'm gonna look goth as hell. And for Chompette, I just do angry little bean brows, but I like bean brows, so I don't mind that I'm wearing those into class today. I got our brows on. I have to focus a little too much to do lashes and then my lipstick, so we're going to start with lipstick. So the two shades I'm going to be using are going to be the Sugarpill in Subzero and the NYX Liquid Suede in Kitten Heels. And I'm going to start with the black. And on the inside of my lips, I'm going to use Kitten Heels.
For this, I just put a little bit of the red on the inside of my lips, dab outwards, and try to make it blended as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to be cleaning that up with some concealer. And after that, I usually just add some little lines and jaggedness. It changes every time. I never really do the same design, but I add an extension of my mouth using eyeliner. I got right on my teeth. Cool, love it. Using a felt tip liner, and I'm going to be drawing the mouth on my face, filling in the teeth with white, and then drawing on drool. Today I'm not going to be drawing on drool because I do have to go to class, so I have to get this off as quickly as possible, but I'll show you the basics of how I do it. I tend to draw it so that it looks like my mouth is opening at random points to look like I'm growling.
Usually I'll go in with white face paint, but today I'm going to be using the NYX liquid liner in white. This one doesn't really hold very well. The formula is not great, so it kind of cracks a little bit after a little bit of wear, but since I'm just using this very briefly, it works well enough.
Normally whenever I do this, I'll use Mehron Paradise AQ in white.
We're gonna let that dry for a second, and then go back in with that felt tip.
Here I'm just adding lines to look like teeth.
Alright, and there's my nail. I'm gonna go put my wig on, my crown on, and then I'll show you the final product. Alright, and there's my chain Chompette. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked it. If you have any questions or you want to suggest something for my next tutorial, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like button as well. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to know when I post next. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and that you had a super Mario day. Bye!